www.mimps.com. O Wheel. Part 1. Messenger Muhammad's Analysis of Ezekiel's Wheel. Article number 4. The 24th of August, 1973. This is a continuation of the deadly wheel plane, the mothership that the Prophet Ezekiel had a vision of in the first chapter of the book in the Bible, which is entitled by the name Ezekiel. It has been over 2,000 years since the revelation of the book, entitled Ezekiel. In this article, we are about to go into the analyzation of Ezekiel's vision of a great wheel. Bible. The Bible scholars are a little confused over an exact date of Ezekiel's vision of the wheel. Some of the Bible scholars are actually doubtful whether or not there was an Ezekiel, living or not. They arrive at their various conclusions concerning the book of Ezekiel and whether or not he was a living prophet, or whether the book of Ezekiel is a vision of a prophet or not. Because of the style of the writing of the book, Ezekiel is called a priest in the chapter 1, verse 3 Bible. In Ezekiel 1:1, Ezekiel said that he was by the river Chebar in the land of the Chaldeans. Ezekiel refers to the Spirit of the Lord and the hand of the Lord being upon. In the same chapter 1-4 Bible, Ezekiel said that he looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself. This fire that Ezekiel saw coming out of the north, enfolding itself, cannot refer to anything other than the nations of the north being united together. Ezekiel chapter 1:5. And out of the midst of the fire, enfolding itself, came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and the appearance of these 4 living creatures. They had the likeness of a man. Since there were 4 living creatures, Ezekiel should have said that they had the likeness of men, but instead Ezekiel said they had the likeness of a man, singling these 4 appearances to be referring to one man. Ezekiel chapter 1-6. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot. A calf has a split foot, sparkled like the color of burnished brass, and they feet. As Ezekiel has reference to a man having a cattle-like foot, this would actually refer to the man's rate of speed of travel. A calf cannot travel very fast, and the split hoof would show that Ezekiel is referring to a people who have not been able to move fast due to their traveling being impeded by an unlike natural way. If this has reference to a man, and the man has a calf-like or ox-like foot, this has reference to the slowness of the black once slave, whose foot was shackled by his white slave master to keep the slave from running away from his master. The striking of stones by the feet of animals have been known to give off sparkle, and this sparkle like the color of burnished brass. This shows that the treading of the man, wherever he treaded, the man produces valuable metal, like brass ore, is smelted, made and used for the building of civilizations, has Ezekiel 1-8. And yet this man, with animal-like feet, the hands of a man under their wings on their 4 sides, and they 4 had their faces and their wings. Ezekiel 1:9. Their wings were joined one to another. If it is referring to the wings of a plane, then the analyzation is clear, even to being joined one wing to another wing. There, Ezekiel 1:10 plainly ekes out to us something to give a better analysis of his vision. For he said, as for the likeness of their faces, they 4 had the face of a man. If Ezekiel is talking about a man, we can get on to the straight way of giving his vision some likeness to the people, because Ezekiel is not altogether talking about metal, wood, iron, and animals. Ezekiel chapter 1:10 shows we now have to go and change what's referring to other than man is really referring to man. Ezekiel also says that they had the face of a lion on the right side, and they 4 had the face of an ox on the left, and the 4 also had the face of an eagle.